When I had the idea to throw a community college into Division I FBS college football, I never dreamed in my wildest dreams that we turned it into one of the biggest powerhouses in college football history. It's going to take a miracle here. It's going to take a miracle. Going to the end zone. Michael Ham caught it in the end zone, touchdown! It's a walk-off win for Riverside and Honolulu. Air Force needs a touchdown. Anything else simply won't do. Stevenson taking off, and he's getting sacked. Game over. Riverside holds on. It was a screen. We're all over it, and it's intercepted by the hall monitor. Not on his watch. Greg Hall shot to the end zone. 28 chasing him down, Bigelow, but Greg Hall has a pick six. Easy reads. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Easy reads. Reggie Gonzalez looking for blocks. Got it. Gonzalez with speed. Extra gear initiated. Reggie Gonzalez touchdown. 15 seconds. We're going deep. John Humphreys has him over the top, touchdown. Adam Daniel drops it in. His second touchdown of the half. Here's the snap. Up the seam. Hayford, big catch. First down, Riverside. Hurry back up to the line. Here's the snap. Riverside with Mayfield. Touchdown, Lee Mayfield. Hero in the national championship. And Riverside are national champions. Come from behind victory over number one Notre Dame. The upset of the century. And once we reached the mountaintop, I never dreamed that it could all come crashing down. On February 25th, 1987, SMU football was handed down the harshest penalty in Division I college football history, the death penalty. After growing tired of lack of success leading into the 1980s, small school SMU suddenly became a powerhouse program with a record of 41-5 from 1981 to 1984 and a Cotton Bowl win headlined by superstar recruits like future NFL Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson. But in order to find this success, SMU found that illegally paying players was a way to lure top recruits away from the typical college football juggernauts. But after an NCAA investigation into the SMU football program revealed over $60,000 had been paid out to 13 players between 1985 and 1986, the sanctions came down hard. SMU football was subsequently stripped of 45 scholarships and was banned from bowl games for 2 seasons. And harsh as that may be, it did not stop SMU from continuing to pay players up until graduation, and after linebacker David Stanley was kicked off the team, he had no issue coming forward to expose SMU's continued malpractice. And then the death penalty hit.
The joint investigation between SMU and the NCAA has concluded that between September of 1985 and December of 1986, monthly payments ranging from $50 to $725 were made to numerous student athletes.
SMU's season was canceled in 1987 and had all 4 home games removed in 1988. The postseason and bowl game ban was then extended to 1989, and a total of 55 scholarships were eliminated. 9 boosters were banned from having any contact with the program as well. That led to the 1988 SMU season to be canceled, and SMU could simply not field a team. Over the next decade, SMU would only win a total of 13 games leading into 1996 when the Southwest Conference was disbanded. The NCAA would not hand out a penalty as harsh as that ever again. Until today.
I'm at the site of Riverside, California for one of college football's premier college football programs. But this story is much darker than you could have ever imagined. You see, everything was not as it seemed on the surface here at Riverside. The Royals head coach, Gene Dangus, was spotted doing something a little sinister. It is now clear and obvious that Dangus and Riverside boosters were paying off recruits. Straight under the table. Highly illegal. Of course, this was pre-NIL era. You can go wild with that now, but back when they did it, whew, right to jail. Alongside the dollary dues they sent the recruits' way, apparently there was also quote-unquote lavish gifts and other ways to entice the players to the football program. Although we have not fully uncovered what that means. A fancy car? A nice massage? Who knows? So what does this all mean? The Riverside program will now be suspended for 2018 and 2019. They will also be stripped of all scholarships and will not be bowl eligible until at least 2020. Coach Dangus has been terminated effective immediately, and he will no longer be allowed to coach for the rest of the 2019 season at any program. Putting this all together, Riverside has been effective immediately hit with the death penalty. As far as I see it, Riverside's screwed.
But what would happen to the current Riverside Royals team following the death penalty? Superstar quarterback Adam Daniels still managed to finish top 5 in the Heisman, but of course will have to transfer elsewhere. Reggie Gonzalez would break his own school record for career rushing touchdowns with 60, and also career catches with a total of 241. And scouts liked so much what they saw from Ryan Davis, he was drafted in the first round even as a backup. Reggie Gonzalez would be a second-round pick, as was Bruce Clemens, Tim Washington, and Joseph Brown, 2 stars in the secondary, both went in the 4th round. And of course, superstar quarterback Adam Daniel would end up transferring to Georgia. Can't really blame him. And Adam Daniel was selected in the 1st round of the next draft. But finally, a job offer would come across the table of Coach Gene Dangus. Vanderbilt, the bottom feeders of the SEC, want a history of success, and they would hire Coach Gene Dangus to be their new defensive coordinator. And then finally, in 2033, after an 0-12 season, Riverside came crawling back to offer Coach Dangus a new opportunity. An old opportunity in some ways, but now the opportunity to finish what he started and continue a dynasty in Riverside, California. Welcome, Coach Dangus, the newest head coach of the Riverside Royals. That sound, yes, that music means we are back on NCAA 14 College Football Revamped, the home of the Riverside Royals dynasty. A lot of time has passed. We're not in the 2010s anymore. It is 2034, and Coach Dangus has been rehired at Riverside, although he probably wishes he wasn't. This team is an absolute disgrace to the game of football. We are headlined by our only 80 overall player, Desmond Smith, an outside linebacker from Huntington Beach, California. He is a redshirt senior, and he's our best player. He has no draft hopes, by the way. There's no, I wonder what he's going to do after football. He's going to be an accountant. He's not going to the draft. There's no undrafted free agency, get signed to a team, try to make it on. There's nothing. It's go get a real job. Football's over for you. That's what the entire state of the team is. And the offense is in bad shape. Our highest rated quarterback is the 52 overall Sean Williamson. He is a redshirt freshman transfer. I don't know where he could have transferred from. He is not a football player, but nobody on this team is. Dan Sims, he's a 51 overall from Dumont, New Jersey. And it's the whitest name I've ever seen. And he just can't play. Justin Brown has 52 speed. They brought him all the way out from South Carolina to be awful. And then we have Jamar Wallace. Now, I don't know if Jamar is a nickname or... I don't know. We're going to leave it at that. He is also bad. If he ever has to play, I can't even say it's going to be a big downgrade. They all suck. They're all terrible. And most of this team is. We only have a couple of players we can really count on, and even then, can't count too well. Got a couple of fullbacks, because I guess one wasn't already useless enough. Antoine Davis could be something. 74 overall at receiver, 84 speed. Although we do have John Kirby here with 88 speed from Grand Prairie, Texas, which is right around Arlington, if you guys didn't know. That's like right around where the Cowboy Stadium is. So, you know what? He was around the Cowboys Stadium growing up, dreams of playing there one day. It's not going to happen. You got no chance. We have Stephen Jones, though. That's Jerry Jones' son, who I think is like one of the acting upper figures in the Cowboys organization. Extra year of eligibility. I guess he's headed back to Riverside, maybe even a couple. He's only a sophomore, although he is not good. 65 overall, and a lot of the team, we're not going to go over all of it. It's just really, really terrible. And the best players are going to be leaving us. Chris Hood is a redshirt senior. Lamar Simmons, redshirt junior, so we have another year out of him. Brett Johnson, redshirt junior, as is Richard Holt. Okay, things might actually be looking up. Lewis Moses, Marcus Crooks. We might have some players here, actually. Maybe I spoke too soon. Could be national championship level team. Also, these are all auto-generated names. Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade, not how Dwayne Wade, the basketball player, spells it, because this is spelled correctly. He is a redshirt senior, hard hitter apparently. Let me tell you something about Dwayne Wade. He's not a hard hitter. He's got 36 strength. He's got 97 awareness. This is a player who's been here forever, and he knows exactly what's coming. Exactly what's coming. He's got amazing play rec. He's got 94 pursuit, 97 play rec, 87 man, 89 zone, 59 press is not very good. So he knows exactly what's about to happen. He just can't do anything about it. So he's got no speed, no strength. His tackling is absolutely abysmal at 42. So he's going to be in the right place at maybe the right time, but that's pretty much about it. Someone I actually think could be good in the future, though, is sophomore safety Wesley Price from Sunnyvale. 87 speed, already a 77 overall. I think he will end up being our best player at some point, and that might be as early as next season.
So this week I've spent a lot of hours studying the Riverside Royals, doing my typical, pre-draft checks, trying to find any sort of NFL talent on these rosters. And I'll be honest, there is no redeeming value to this program whatsoever. There are no NFL players. There's nobody who's even an NFL athlete yet. There's nothing. Like, even Mercer has 4 guys that they're going to put in the league. Liberty is putting dudes into the NFL every year. There is nothing in Riverside. Like, absolutely nothing. This is the worst team I have ever seen in my life. There's probably some really good high school teams in, like, Texas, Florida, and Southern California that would give them a game. That is how bad they are. So this week's episode is a PSA. Do not watch this team. There is nothing here for you. Please, I beg of you, do not waste your time, because you will fall out of love with football by putting them on your screen. Anyway, with that said, see you guys next week.
Let's get this season underway. I want to show you the recruiting board because I have installed a recruiting mod from Fangs. A lot of tutorials online about how to do these things. Way too complicated for me, but I figured it out somehow. And as you can see, the overalls are not what you're used to. Because yes, high school players can come in immediately to college football and be some of the best players in the nation immediately. We see freshmen and sophomore receivers dominate in recent years. You look at Luther Burden right now at Mizzou. You look at so many different young players that come in and pretty much dominate instantly, maybe as a freshman, oftentimes as a sophomore. And I want to see that more in NCAA. So in College Football Revamped via the Fangs recruiting mod, we can actually do that. It's a big time update to recruiting. You no longer have like a bunch of white corners with the name, Jamar. Shout out to our quarterback, who it just doesn't fit. I don't know about you guys. A white fella could be named Jamar. I just haven't met any. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, all of those issues of the previous NCAA 14 recruiting, a lot of them have been solved. So we have some really, really high rated players. We're not going to be in on any of them right away. Either we are completely out of the question for many of these stud players, but there will be some of the best players in college football entering through this recruiting period. When you look at players that are actually interested in us, you do have one player in the top 350. That's great. Darius Lambert from Margate. Okay. But there are some players that are interested. 1 4-star, as you guys saw. A lot of 3-star players. So we are going to be getting upgraded via this recruiting class now that Coach Dangus is back, the best recruiter in college football history. But let's go ahead and add 35 players to our board, and it's probably going to be the top 35. We need a quarterback. Maybe Brandon Unga could be that guy. But I do like that some of these players are already interested in this team. I don't know why they would be, other than obviously the allure of Coach Dangus. But not a whole lot of talent, but we're going to take whatever we can get right now. And this receiver, Ikem Rhodes, already is 100% locked to Riverside, as is Taylor Kinslow. Are these guys like committing right now already? I'm in. Faith Travis is his name. Unreal. There's so many corners with a ton of interest in coming to Riverside. I love to see that. We just need to get some good ones. And the problem is we're already out of space on our board before I can even add any safeties. Timmy Turner? My goodness. Well, probably we'll avoid the strong safeties. They look terrible, and there are no athletes with any interest in coming to Riverside, so we probably are just going to scout corners and then maybe a safety or two. I need to create a little bit of space on my board, and since this week is scouting only, we'll just take a look at some of these players and probably remove some that look absolutely terrible, which is going to be a lot of these guys. And Brandon Unga is a 55 overall. I do not want him at Riverside. Can we get a quarterback that isn't rated in the 50s? Is that possible? Ooh, Terea Morrow. +7 overall up to a 72. Now, that's not final. It's definitely better than what we saw from some of these other players. Daniel Belcher's a +10 up to a 73. Now, some guys I'm just like, we're going to remove them off our board if they look bad enough. They could end up being better, but I just don't want to take my chances with a 50 from the jump. -21 overall. But that's not really like based on much. But I don't know. I'm getting a lot of these guys off my board, dude. And as for redshirting players, is there anyone I should actually even bother with redshirting? Like, I guess a freshman fullback that's never going to see the field. We already have Derek Wayne because he's a transfer redshirted, but he's terrible. We slapped the red shirt on a handful of players. I hope they're not really ever going to play for us. But if they end up playing for us, we get them for an extra season, essentially. If you don't know how the red shirt works, all you do is you slap the red shirt on them. In real life, they can play in 4 games. In the video game, they can't play at all. And then you basically get an extra year of eligibility. And this is what our season looks like. We are only playing 11 games, starting with at Colorado. Is Coach Prime still the head coach? I'll let you decide. Bye week in week 2, followed up by our first home game in quite some time, where ULM's going to travel to Riverside, California. Then we go on the road to face Air Force, Georgia Southern, and Middle Tennessee State. And then finally, our road trip ends at number 3 preseason powerhouse, Georgia Tech, versus Northwestern bye week, versus Florida State, Colorado State, at Kentucky's preseason number 12, and then week 14 at Purdue to finish out the year. So it's like kind of a middle of the road schedule. But also, we are not even a middle-of-the-road team. We are absolutely, positively awful. But we do have some recruits ready to visit. So that's a nice thing. We've signed the top class in the conference last season ago because we are independent. That's what that means, by the way. But we have signed a 3-star, I guess. So I wonder who that was. Take a look at this current team. Recruiting, and we're in the lead for a couple of these guys, which is nice. But as you'll see, nobody is signed yet. It takes quite some time. But some of these players, if you fall down like -1,000 to start, it's going to be really tough to get back in the mix. And I'm not using the coach upgrades really here in season number 1. But there are some players that we absolutely need to get if we're going to have any chance. And Hercules Farrell is not going to be one of them. -1275 out of the gate. It's just not really something you're going to be able to overcome without any of these coach bonuses. So it's just kind of where we stand. But we are going to put a ton of points on these players. And if you're wondering what the bonus is underneath some of these, so if we go over here to bonus points, Delando Ross knows he's going to play right away because the team sucks. And the coach is Coach Dangus, is amazing. Plus, he's in California, which is a pipeline state, because we have enough players from California. And also, the proximity to home is pretty good, too. So, plus 230 points for that. Currently, we are not in a conference, kicked out of the Pac-12. So, which is not even going to exist anymore in real life by this point. But we'll continue to scout some of these players. Like, a 66 really isn't too bad for a freshman. Like, these guys, unfortunately, because the team's so bad, they're going to play right away. Kevon Wisdom only cares about campus lifestyle? Well, yeah, it's going to suck here. But come anyway. Yeah, I mean, there are no quarterbacks that are really even considering the possibility of being a Royal, unfortunately. We're going to have to find a diamond in the rough. And these 3 stars are, like, not even attainable at this point, it would seem. So I'll offer. These points are probably just going to end up going to waste. But we'll at least get in the mix for some of these players. But I imagine a lot of these guys we're going to end up having to take off our board because they're not interested. This is going to be a big week just to figure things out. But we were going on the road. It is a major mismatch. The 63 overall Royals will take on the 81 overall Colorado Buffaloes. Not stoked on this one, to be honest. Riverside Royals football is officially back. Is that Coach Prime? Rocking the sleeve and turf tape as a coach? Oh, he's ready to go. We know that they're a better team than we are. Not particularly good, by the way. 81 overall in this game is like not that good. When Alabama's like a 99, for example. But Colorado, to us right now, that's our Alabama. They're way better than us. It probably isn't going to go well. But you know what? We don't have a Buffalo. Oh my goodness. Have I ever played Colorado in NCAA before? I don't know if I have. I don't think I've ever seen that. Anyway, that caught me off guard. But what we have is heart. We don't have a Buffalo, though. God dang. But we have heart, determination, perseverance, a will to win. And we'll see if we will today. Probably not. But look at our faithful showing up. Look at that whole section. It's packed. I don't know if home games are going to look this packed. But we got to give them something to root for. I'll look at Dwayne Wade out there, team captain. We'll get the football first as Payne is officially underway. Rivera back to return. We got blockers out in front, and man, he is running as slow as I've ever seen a person move. But yes, coaching his first game at Riverside. Yeah, but is he though? Is Coach Dangus coaching his first game at Riverside? Or is it just his first game in 20 years? I think that's more like it. First game in probably, what, 15 years? We built a powerhouse. We can do it again. Our quarterback is Dan Sims. And we're going to throw quickly to the running back, Jones, who can't reel it in. Not a great start, to be honest. But maybe read option will work better. Handoff's going to go to Jones. He bowls over a would-be tackler. And Troy Jones picks up 2. A new record for total yards for us in a game. It is week 1 and our first successful play. But it is a new record, so don't worry about it. They're actually going to go ahead and move a lot of guys over. We're going to streak Jones, and we're actually going to throw to the tight end, and that sails way over his head. I don't even think he had any idea the pass was being thrown to him, and he shouldn't have, because it was not even close. Maybe he thought it was going to a fan in the stands. That's how far away that was from and even a possibility of being caught, as we will punt. Woods back to return for Colorado, and he will be down somewhere around midfield. And we'll see what our defense is capable of. Sherman in at quarterback for the Buffaloes, and down he goes. He's sacked already. Our defense came to play. Lamar Simmons into the backfield. You can see him beat the right tackle with the spin move, get to the quarterback, and oh my goodness, are we going to have a ball game on our hands? What a play. By the way, if you were curious about the game settings, this is a good time to go over. It is Heisman everything with custom sliders from the previous franchise. When you can only input this in what's called the DB editor, I believe, and you can do custom values. So it's not just a scale of 5. Run blocking for us is 1, as is wide receiver catching. Obviously, things look very bad for us and very good for the CPU with 100 pass coverage, for example. So it's going to be a heck of a series. But they're going to run a screen. Smith is all over it. Make a play. Dives at his legs, and Steve Landry only gets 4. Our defense is coming to play today. Gotta love it. 3rd and long. I didn't really think we'd be in one of these spots. We need somebody to make a play. Allen in slight motion left. We're covering over the middle of the field, and the throws to the boundary to James Henderson, who is near the line to gain, but just short. It's going to be 4th and 1, and Colorado will bring the offense back out onto the field. They're going 4 wideouts with the running back, and it is going to be a run. Blocking was not great, but Landry picks up the first down. Oh my goodness. That was like not a great play call from them. And it ended up working out. Their blockers are just better than our defenders up front. I know we've already got pressure to the quarterback. We've played fairly well. But we are just mismatched Although we're playing unbelievably well right now. Landry tackled for only a gain of 1. I know we allowed a first down on 4th and short, but dude, based on where the expectations are, we're playing so well, as Douglas will get the give. Not a great angle from Price, and Sam Douglas ends up picking up 12. 2nd and 12, run right, and another great tackle. Oh my goodness, Wesley Price this time. I don't know how we're playing this well. I'm not complaining. Colorado, I guess, just wasn't ready for the Royals and Gene Dangus. This is what a well-coached football team looks like. Just a good, physical, fast ball club as Gillette catches it over the middle. And it'll be another 4th and 1 for Colorado. Do they opt to just take the points this time? They do. They were out of field goal range probably the first time, and they went for it instead of, you know, a punt in like no man's land. This time close enough where they feel good about it, and that is nearly blocked, but good. Colorado on the board first as USC has beat Iowa 27-24. That's how you know this is a video game. Iowa scored more than 3 points in a game. Wow. Well, we know the defense is going to play pretty well at this point, but I do question what the offense is actually going to be capable of as we find our wide receiver 1, Antoine Davis, for 4. One of our best plays of the day. I don't really believe in anyone on the offense. I don't know who the safety net is. I don't know that we can run or pass the ball or pass block as Dan Sims gets sacked. Now we're going to be forced to throw. Jeremy Smith got home on our, what is that, 5'4" left tackle? Why is he so short? Dude, our center looks about 5'4". Our offensive line is tiny. We're going to throw over the middle and find a receiver. It's Jimmy Ewing, the tight end. It is a prayer thrown up there by Sims. That seems about as far as he can probably throw. And an improbable first down is gained there on 3rd and long. Kind of surprised by that, but not mad about it. 1st and 10. QB draw. They weren't ready for it. Sims only gets 3. 2nd and 7. We're going to try a screen. They're all over it, and Jones does not have the speed to outrun the contain. 3rd and 7. Maybe Antoine Davis. He's getting doubled. We're going to check down to the tight end, and Ewing this time cannot reel it in. Right in his hands. I thought maybe we'd have run after catch opportunities, but you can't have run after catch if you don't catch the ball. So Ewing didn't think about that probably. Oh, I got to catch the ball to have run after catch possibilities. Yeah, that would have been good. We're going to run the ball. We are all over it again. Landry shut down for a loss of 3. 2nd tackle for Brian Smith. This one for a loss. I mean, our defense is flying around. Really no complaints from them whatsoever. Our offense is just going to be like the tough thing about this game. I don't know how we're going to end up scoring. As that looked like read option, Landry got it. Murphy cannot end up bringing down Landry, and it's a 16-yard gain. Oh no, that's wide open. Price with the big hit. Saves a touchdown, but James Henderson gets 24 as their quarterback has yet to fire an incomplete pass. 6 for 6 for 61 yards. Big hit at the back end, but also a big play for Colorado. Matthews in motion. It's going to be a run to Douglas, who has a ton of space, blockers, and a touchdown. Sam Douglas just goes straight up the gut for a near 30-yard play. Our defense has been playing so well, and they just got bodied on that play. Nobody could shed a block. Nobody could run to meet him in a gap. Big play for the Buffaloes, and it is 10-0. The fastest man in the land, Rivera, back to return. This is full speed. I'm holding down sprint. He does break a tackle. Goes flying for a big 20-yard return. That can't be the guy who's just supposed to be returning for us. Might want to have a conversation with our special teams coordinator after this game. You know what? I like Rivera's heart. As Jones gets the give, and Troy Jones picks up 6. We might have to try running the football a little bit more. Look at the blocking on that. That was great. Troy Jones can be the future of this program. Look at him go! Sets up 3rd and inches. That's not getting stuff short of the first down, by the way. That's a bad way to look at it. Think about it like setting up a first down on 3rd and short. I like that. I like that. So Antoine Davis is going to come across the formation, little orbit motion. Jones going to get the give, and he's going to get the first. And there he goes. Look at Troy Jones. This guy's going to get Heisman votes at this rate. Might make the webcam just a bit smaller, but that might be messing with Troy Jones's mojo. You know what? One second. Let's do this. Let's get his mojo back. No, we're not going to do that. But it is the end of the first quarter, down only 10-0, which is better than I expected. It's 2nd and 9. I got to find out where I used to keep my face cam because I don't want to block anything with the scoreboard at the bottom of the screen. So do I want to block the field of play or do I want to block the scoreboard? As Jones is going to be receiver this time and set up another 3rd and short. What a guy. Look how light this box is. Only 5 in the box for Colorado. Easy run and easy first down for Troy Jones. We should have been running this entire time. More Troy Jones. That's what we need. All right, we might need a different game plan, I'm thinking. Holmes is checked into the game, bringing Ewing into the backfield, running read option. That's going to go to Holmes. He breaks a tackle, breaks another! And Anthony Holmes might make for a good 1-2 punch. Might as well name Troy to Sherlock. Am I right about that? I don't think so. But Holmes and Jones, that's a great combo as it's 3rd and short. Quick throw as we find Stephen Jones. First down, Riverside. We are firing on all cylinders right now. Colorado not knowing what's hitting them as we are putting together an excellent drive. 3 minutes so far. Another quick throw, this time to Johnson, and it's another nice gain, but there is a flag. This one could be coming back. Kind of a late flag, and they're going to call for a hold. That's not ideal. To center, Jeff Foster, one of our better offensive linemen, but I think only a sophomore, so kind of a young mistake in there. Young mistake. That's what my parents called me as a baby. No, I was planned, but I did end their marriage. It's 1st and 20. No, Sims up the middle, plenty of space. Dan Sims has coughed up the football. It's recovered by Colorado. No. What a disaster. Dan Sims got a bit too greedy, took a shot over the middle, and that football, I think, was moving before he touched ground. Before he touched ground, was he an airplane? No, I think he was still held up there when that football was starting to move. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Colorado. And we will see if our defense can step up as Henderson catches it and steps out of bounds. Tried to go for a diving stop there, but turns out the square button here at my PlayStation controller, which is X on Xbox, break up the pass on Madden, is dive wildly here in NCAA, which I kind of forgot about, or like muscle memory took over, and that wasn't great, but we weren't making that play either way. As the tight end goes across the formation, and it will be a run. He's got blockers, and Landry just searching to be tackled. What's your motivation, Landry? You had a big play there. Run left, Smith in the gap. What a tackle. Landry shut down. I don't want to make so many Cowboys references. Somehow I've managed to make like 20 in this video. I don't know how, but I mean, you got Stephen Jones, you got Tom Landry in at running back. A lot of Cowboys themes. 3rd and 1. I don't know that his first name's Tom. He gets the give to the left here, picks up another first down. It's Steve Landry, maybe Tom's great-grandson. Giants legend Tom Landry, by the way, played DB for the Giants back before electricity existed. It's 1st and 10 for Colorado. They're moving the football pretty well. They love these motions. Gillette out to the slot. It's going to be another run, and we just don't have the speed to catch this. Look at Smith in pursuit as Douglas breaks a tackle. Smith showing great hustle. Gets to the ball carrier, but it's another big gain, so we can't really be too excited about that. Man, our DBs are really struggling to get off the blocks there. That is brutal. We need Moses to part the Red Sea, or Black Sea in this case, which is also coincidentally another sea, but unrelated. Just need somebody to get to Colorado and through their backfield. And Landry's going to break several tackles and find the end zone. I'm slowly losing my mind. If you're wondering why the commentary doesn't make any sense, welcome to the channel. I don't function too well. I'll tell you though, it doesn't really feel like 17-0. I feel like we're in this game. It's just been a couple of mistakes. The fumble certainly didn't help us. Our defense has played well for a couple plays every drive. And there's a flag. Stop doing that. Like, I can understand being bad and not athletic. That's the entire team mostly, right? But don't also be stupid on top of that. We can't be a bad school for smarts and also athletics. We have to be good at something. Here's 1st and 10. We're going to look to throw, and we're going to throw it to our bench. Good stuff. I got to remember, with our quarterback, we just can't hit any throw we want to, like we have a 5-star. We have a negative star. It's the first time in history that's been a thing. We can't really hit any throw that goes beyond the line of scrimmage. So we're going to be limited mostly to screens, as Antoine Davis picks up 2, which is overall a pretty good play for us. 2 yards? Hey, man, that's living pretty good. 3rd and 8. Who wants to get open? It's going to be Ewing. Look at the pass to Ewing. It's unbelievable. I swear, there's something about this connection. Sims to Ewing. On 3rd down, they just get it done. Any other down at distance? No way. 3rd and long, it's the dream team. It's, you know, Montana to Rice, Marino to Super Duper. We got Ewing on this wide receiver screen now. Imagine getting an actual playmaker in. Like, it's going to be money. I can't wait till we have actually talented players. It's going to be a ton of fun. But right now, it's 3rd and 10. They call that wide receiver mid-screen a lot in coach suggestions. And I do like it, so I keep that up. I don't know where to go with the football. Sims looking to scramble, and he actually has space. They vacated the field. Sims picks up 12, and I'm telling you, this team just has the magic somehow on 3rd and long. We got to try to not be successful on these first couple of downs so that we can make magic happen and actually pick it up. 1st and 10, give to Holmes. He gets 1. Now, we don't want to get too crazy. One is good. Wouldn't want to bang off something wild like 6. 2nd and 9. They read both the running back and the quarterback via the slot corner. Paul Key read his keys and fired in to make the tackle, and it's 3rd and long, right where we want to be. We're 6 of 8 on 3rd down somehow. I don't know how we're doing that, but I'm not complaining. Harris into the backfield, and we're going to throw to Ewing, and that is nearly intercepted. Did not have the arm strength to hit that. And it is 4th and 13. We're going to punt. This is not field goal range. If you saw our kicker, I don't know if we could even make an extra point. But we can get a pretty good punt in there. And that's exactly what this is going to be. Inside the 15 or so. Could be worse. Oh, no. Wide open. I think they may have ran 4 verts with the inside receiver kind of running like an over route. I think that's exactly what that was. Their quarterback, Joseph Sherman, 11 for 11 for 146 through the air. A minute and a half to play here in the first half. Trying to cover everybody that we can. Ball up in the air. I did it again with the dive. Price can't make the tackle. Smith with the big hit. Trying to send that receiver into early retirement. But he ends up holding onto the football. I mean, it's decent enough coverage, to be honest. Good pressure, but we dove out of the way. So that's on me. I don't know if we would have been able to make the play anyway. We were close, but I remember in NCAA, you had to be closer than close to make plays like that, especially when you don't have speed. But a missed opportunity there probably to at least knock that thing away. Minute and 15 now. They're dialing up a screen, but I don't think they liked it. And that's actually the first incompletion this quarterback has had in the first half. Maybe a sign of things to come. Shot to the end zone. Price is playing in the back of the end zone. What are you protecting? The stands? They're not throwing it into the crowd. Why are you watching? And that's one of our best players too, which is brutal. A minute to find the end zone or any type of a score here. It's going to be a check down to Jones. He can't make a man miss. That juke in NCAA 14 College Football Revamped is incredibly good, and it just goes to show you how bad these players are that it didn't make anybody miss. We have 45 seconds. Yes, 3 timeouts. I hesitate to call them because I don't really have a ton of confidence in moving the football here, and we're sacked. We had the tight end maybe right away. I didn't want to end up leading it into the safety, and Leon Burns gets in there. It is 3rd and 12. Colorado's actually calling timeouts. I don't really think a run does us any good here. It only burns 1 timeout. We're going to try to move the football if we can. And we're going to try to run with Dan Sims. And there is space that opens up here. Ends up being a run. Just stay in bounds. It's 4th and 1. Colorado calls a timeout. But we wasted a decent amount of time there. We will punt. They're going all out for the block. Let's try to kick this on a line. And their gunner's actually backed up. Let it bounce. Let it bounce. Oh, that's a great punt. Dwayne Wade in pursuit. Woods recovers. Wade, of course, cannot make the tackle, but man, was he in the right spot. And they'll have 19 seconds to get down the field with only 1 timeout. And actually, they're going to run the ball. It's not an awful idea, but I think they're comfortable just taking a 24-point lead into the half. I don't necessarily blame them. They're actually going to go hurry up. What am I seeing? What is their goal? What was this management at the end of the half? I don't know what their plans were as they end up getting down with 1 second left. And with these college rules, the clock does stop on first downs. So they're able to call a timeout really easily. And they'll maybe have a shot to the end zone here. We're going to back up and then try to pressure the quarterback with Smith. Smith with a move. Smith with the sack. We need to get this guy flying off the edge. He just dominated a guard and then spun to the quarterback for an easy sack. I can't even believe that play. Well, we're down 24-0, but we got to appreciate the positives. Like the Goodyear blimp flying over. Like it being sponsored by Nissan. They're not paying me. Skip this. I don't know what our plan can be for victory here in the second half, but we're just treading water kind of at this point. Like Colorado has already kind of developed an, insurmountable lead, I would say. It's just tough when you don't really have means of scoring a point, let alone 24. I'm really happy with how the defense is played, though. I know Colorado's like not a powerhouse by any means, as Rivera is just thrown. But I felt like they played pretty fast to the football. They were making a lot of tackles. The speed at the back end is questionable, to say the least, and the front end and the middle end. But you know what? They played pretty quick based on where my expectations were. I just don't know how we're going to consistently move the football on offense, because sometimes you're just capable of making like big stops when we run the ball. So we can't just only run. Like 3 yards every time is cool until we have to go for it on 4th and 2 from our own like 20 or something like that. So I don't know. We're going to figure some things out. It's probably going to be a long season, but I'm kind of happy with the effort here in week 1. Sherman looking for time. He has plenty. Will end up throwing it underneath and is nearly intercepted. Oh my goodness, the coverage was spectacular. We just couldn't make the play. It's 3rd and 4 now. It'll be interesting to see what they do. We're manned up across the field. And they're going to throw over the middle and over the head of the safety. Find the ball. I mean, it should have been picked off every day of the week. The route was undercut perfectly, and he just watched the ball sail over his head. No clue what's going on, and it's 31-0. Let's really establish the run this drive. Down 31, no better time. Here's read option. I thought we were going to get a block from 71. No real interest, was just out for a jog. Needs to get his steps in. This will be the half of read option. Establish the run. Find space, make plays, and don't fumble. 2nd and 4. It's actually just a designed or non-designed run. We're going to slide with Sims, but it's another first down. We're really effectively moving the ball on the ground. Like, half of me wonders if I could have been doing this the entire game, but they've stopped us when I've tried. So it's not just as easy as running the ball. Because, oh, look at Jones making a nice play. I know it gets 0, but he could have been stopped initially for a loss. Instead, he gets nothing. Wow. Sometimes Colorado will just make stops when they have to. That's pretty much what it comes down to. We can't just consistently gash them, but right now it's working. We are down 31. You have to wonder if Colorado's kind of taking the foot off the gas pedal a little bit. But it is 3rd and 2. We have had a 60% third down conversion rate, which is kind of unbelievable. But not going to work this time. 4th and 2. I cannot bring out the kicker. We're also down 31. We're not going to punt. I mean, what? I am not punting from the 30-yard line. I can't do that. 4th and 2. We're going up the gut to Jones. And Jones gets it. Troy Jones. The heart. The power. Let's get the fullback involved. I don't know what their defensive formation is. It looks out of control. But the fullback, Tyler Ashley, gets 4. And we're over 100 yards rushing on the game. That's what we are. We're a real just hard-nosed, run-it-down-your-throat ball club. But that is 3 quarters in the books. I wouldn't want to read the book, but 3 quarters are in the book. But in the books. 3rd and 3. It's read option time. And they're going to play the running back. Sims with space. We slide, just getting the first down in the process. And we could try a screen here. Colorado actually only has 5 more first downs than we do. But that's because they've got a lot of big plays. And we are struggling every time. Every single time. So 3rd down is inevitable on every single set of downs. I don't know if we picked up a first down on any other down than 3rd down, to be honest. Maybe once, twice. 2nd and 14. Just over 6 minutes to play. Just run a lot of checkdowns. We're going to throw to the receiver, though. It's Harris on the outside. He takes a shot. But David Harris gets 15 on his first catch. Great route. Good enough timing. I mean, Sims has a legit noodle. I don't know if that's a human arm attached to his shoulder, because that is one of the weakest throws I've ever seen. I mean, 15 yards looked like it was his entire body, putting everything he had into the throw. It'll take off, and that's his game. Look at that. 2 yards. 2nd and goal. We're trusting Tyler Ashley, and there he goes. Another big gain of 2. It's going to be 3rd and goal. I think we go back to the running back. Under 5 to play. They're spreading it out. Troy Jones should have the end zone, and he does. The first touchdown back for Riverside is courtesy of Troy Jones. It was the quickest replay I've ever seen, and we're going to send out the kicker. I think this could be bad. Oh, he drills it. No problem at all. And we are back in this game. No, we're not. But it is, it's encouraging we scored points. I'll tell you that much. That is the tale of the tape. We had more plays, but about 200 fewer total yards. It's a lot of rounding there. More like 150, but who's counting? Not me. Not really a strength of mine. 1st and 10. I imagine they're going to try to run the clock out at this point. And I mean, you don't need to do that if you just gash us every time. That's only 8, though. Oh, that's going to be throwing at Dwayne Wade. That's going to be bad. As I said, he's a crafty vet. He knows where to be. He just doesn't have the physical tools to be able to get there. I don't know why they're throwing. Feels like you don't need to. You're up 31-7 with 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. How about just kneel the ball? Take a bunch of knees and end the game. Show a little respect. They're still passing, and it's intercepted by Smith. Easy reads. Hop on pop. Unbelievable. Brian Smith with the interception, masterfully baiting the quarterback Sherman. And the Shermanator has been terminated. We're right back in this game. Just need like a bunch of plays. Nope, we're sacked. All right. We're trying to take a deep shot there. Didn't work. Anytime we really try to throw over like 20 yards in the air, we got to know it's not going to be successful. Our quarterback just can't do it, and our offensive line can't protect, and also our receivers really can't get down the field in time. It's a lot of just bad things really working against us. As we're going to throw it to Jones. Can't find him. 4th and 11. We're going to go for it. No point in punting at this point. But I don't love our chances. Ewing had some space, and it closed down. Turnover on downs, and Colorado will be able to ice this thing. 30 seconds to play, fitting that Slaughter is in motion, because that's kind of what this has been. Landry is just a human bulldozer with some human limbs attached. It's at 97 yards rushing. But he's incapable of getting to 100 because that is the ball game. We're going to lose 31-7. But we make a goal line stand. Doesn't matter that it was 1st and goal. They didn't score. And they were under 300 pass yards. So our pass defense was pretty great. 100% red zone efficiency as well. Dude, how did we lose this game? Completed over 50% of our passes. I feel like this might be the best offense of all time. Now, I know what some of you were thinking. It's because you had like 0.6 air yards per attempt. I don't care about the advanced analytics. Dan Sims goes 13 for 21, completed 61% of his passes. I'm not really worried about the other stats. Dan Sims, 14 for 53 on the ground. He's a dual threat. Unreal. Long of 15. Now, Troy Jones, if you're saying just run the ball, did average 2.9 yards per attempt. Anthony Holmes, 2 for 9. That's pretty good. 4.5 yards per attempt. Touchdown for Troy Jones. Gotta love it. He's balled already. He's already set up for a life after football. That should show you how old he is. Redshirt senior. And then receiving, we had a connection with the redshirt junior tight end, Jimmy Ewing from El Monte, California. He did drop the ball, but I'm not really worried about that. Mistakes happen. I'm not going to hold it against him. But Brian Smith was our MVP. Had a sack, a pick, 2 TFLs, as did the strong safety Wesley Price. Great performance. Lamar Simmons had that sack early in the game as well. But Brian Smith, I would say, was our defensive MVP. Played a pretty great game. Week 2 is our bye week, but so is every week as we wave bye to the possibility of getting a win. Couple recruits ready to visit, and we'll focus on recruiting a little bit more as we go into week 3. We'll be taking on Louisiana Monroe back at Riverside. First home game. Should be a ton of fun. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the return of the Riverside Royals. Hope you're ready for this ride, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.